Sean Dursey's out long-term, former Maple Leaf farmhand, and John Marino's another guy who they picked up in the offseason. You start to wonder about spots, potential. I know Dallas has been out there, their name, but Utah, I think, could enter the fold here.
Yeah, potentially. It's not like when you have that situation where some of your, starting defensemen go down, especially two of them at once, that you can just go scoop up a right-handed defenseman with NHL experience. Like no one's really unloading those. The Maple Leafs might actually happen to be giving up something like that in Timothy Liljegren. They kind of need to. He hasn't really filled the role where you need him in the lineup and you can't really get by without him, and he makes a chunk of money that's going to need to be opened up when the guys you mentioned come back from injury. So it makes sense. I think maybe Tree Living, I'm sure he's been working the phones and testing the waters with that, but whenever this comes up, and before we got that news, people were saying, oh, well, move him to where? Who's taking on 3-point or whatever he makes for a guy that's kind of pretty ho-hum that the Leafs don't even want? And it's not like they're, they have, that sixth defenseman spot. They need somebody and they don't even want to use that guy. So, it's not like people are clamoring to get him, but you find someone like that who's in a jam, who needs a defenseman to be ready and to actually just jump into games right-handed. It seems to be rare. It might make sense. So we'll keep our eye on that in the future here.
I think the writing first and foremost is on the wall. I mean, just look at the way he's been deployed early on in the season. Like, he's lost his job to Connor Timmins, who I think quite to his, to give him credit, I think has been pretty solid. I've actually liked him the last couple of games, specifically that one against Tampa. But the fact that Liljegren's at a point where he's no longer pretty much an option to play is scary. And I think it hurts his trade value. Like, I think they got to find a way to get him back in there, or nobody's going to pick this guy up. Because naturally, the next question is, like, everybody wants Liljegren gone, but what are you feeling is an accepting return? Like, is it a third-round pick? Is it a fourth-round pick? If this guy's not even playing, you combo his contract up. I know it's a couple years, or like $3 million per, but the fact that he can't even crack your roster and you're trying to get a second or third round pick, I just don't think teams are going to bite on that.
That's the kicker. I mean, you might have to kind of give him away for nothing, because what's the most important thing to the Maple Leafs? It's opening up that cap space. So for that reason, they just need the contract moved, right? So they don't have a lot of bargaining power to say, no, we need a second rounder for this. But on the other hand, you find a club like Utah that might be kind of desperate to get a guy. Maybe I don't crunch the league that hard, but who else is out there for them to potentially pick up? You need to get someone from somewhere. I can't imagine they have two ready to go guys in the minor league system. You're going to pull them both up. That's, a third of your back end. So
yeah,
we'll see where they sit, but I mean, neither are going to be, blockbuster trades. At the end of the day, I think if it works for both, they can come to an agreement pretty easily. No one's trying to bend the other one over a barrel. Leafs want to open up cap space. Utah Hockey Club needs a guy that can play defense in the NHL. So it might be beneficial to both. We'll see. Like I said, keep our eye on it.
Make sure to check out more of our content right here on the Leafs Nation YouTube page. We got long form interviews, we got clips, we got epic rants by Jay Rosehill. We simply have it all. And don't forget, you can find out much more at theleafsnation.com. Thanks so much for watching.